Famcast Media, bitch.
So, the country music genre is kind of in a bit of an uproar right now. And I can't believe I'm talking about this bitch again. Because of fucking Beyoncé. Good morning, demons and demonesses. Just got off of work and been meaning to speak about this for a while now. Just a couple of days ago, I was about to get ready to go to my second job, and right when I was getting ready to put on my work uniform and everything, my neighbor decides to play Beyoncé's music on blast. And it's not just any Beyoncé song, it's Beyoncé's new country song. And I say country in quotations because, I'll elaborate on that a little bit more later. Now, recently, Beyoncé just announced that she will be releasing a Renaissance Part 2 album, which is supposed to be an entirely country album. Now, two of the songs that are released right now is a song called Texas Hold'em and another song called 16 Carriages. Now, I've listened to them both. I can't really play them here on the show because, of copyright issues, but, they're out there if you want to listen to them. And basically, to sum up Texas Hold'em, if you ever, back in the 90s, there is this show called Franklin. It was about this turtle that knows how to count by twos and tie his shoes. Well, that's basically what it sounds like, except Beyoncé is singing R&B over it. And I'm like, is this supposed to be country music? I mean, don't get me wrong, the background sounds country, but it sounds more, actually it sounds more like acoustic pop rather than country. If you were just to take the Franklin theme song and just, mash up any Beyoncé song over it, it would sound exactly the same. No, there's no originality behind it, nothing really unique about it. Honestly, when it comes to this whole thing about Beyoncé, dipping her toes into country music, I honestly believe that this is nothing more than a gimmick. And I'm really, really happy that a lot of true diehard country music fans are putting their cowboy boots down and saying, hey, you know what? This is not country. Now her fans, on the other hand, let me just tell you, her fan base is something else. They're going to say, oh, well, she's country because she's from Texas. Do you know how many artists live in Texas? Texas is a pretty big state. Not everyone there's a cowboy. Not everyone there sings country music. And just because, she's from Texas does not make it country. She grew up in like a middle-class suburban neighborhood. I mean, that's like saying, I apologize in advance, if this offends anybody. That's like a middle-class white boy, claiming that he's a gangster rapper from the hood and claiming that he knows about Compton and he's about that life. No, the fuck you aren't. You never lived any of that experience. Let me tell you something. Do you think Beyoncé goes to dive bars? Do you think Beyoncé knows what a honky-tonk is? Do you think Beyoncé has ever went fishing or quadding or rode a horse or did work on a ranch or anything like that? I guarantee you she's never lived any of these experiences. She's a multi-million-dollar hip-hop artist. Now people want to say, you just have a problem with her because she's a black woman. You just don't want blacks to play country music. Well, let me ask you a question. What color is Darius Rucker? What color is Charlie Pride? What color is Chuck Berry? Yes, I know he's a rock and roll musician, but he has played a few country songs here and there. What color is Don Lewis? What color is Cam Vance? What color is Coffee Anderson? Well, for those that don't know who any of those artists are, which I'm pretty sure most Beyoncé fans don't, those are all black country artists. All successful. Now, Don Lewis, I'm thinking it's like earlier in his career right now, but I think he has a lot of potential, and I think he will go very far in Nashville. Now, he's released like quite a few songs out already, but still, no, I find it, very, strange how all of these black country artists have like numerous amounts of work and material out there, But yet these Beyoncé fans are fighting so hard to make Beyoncé country when we already have like a whole bunch of black country artists out there that aren't even being put in the spotlight. Beyoncé fans just like playing the race card and making everything a race issue because things aren't going their way. It's at the point now where, I mean, I know I've only reviewed one country artist, that was Raleigh Keegan. And since it's still Black History Month and I still have a few days left, I might as well just start reviewing, black country artists, put them on the spotlight now. Because this is bullshit. Beyoncé is not a country artist. She's a hip-hop / R&B / pop star. This is nothing more than a gimmick. Now, that was just about Texas Hold'em. But don't even get me started on 16 Carriages. First off, it sounds more like, more like something that Solange or something like that would write. And then on top of that, like the first and second verse of 16 Carriages, she's rapping. I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that country rap is a thing. You have Cowboy Troy, another black country, rap artist. But this, it's as if Beyonce isn't even trying. She's like, this is like an insult to the intelligence of every diehard country musician out there. And I'm almost positive if you were to ask Beyonce in an interview or something like that, what inspired her, she probably couldn't even name any country inspiration. She probably doesn't know who Toby Keith is, probably doesn't even know who Johnny Cash is, and literally everyone knows who Johnny Cash is. Probably never heard of Luke Bryant, probably never heard of Luke Combs, probably never heard of Colby Adcuff. And being that she's from the state of Texas, it would be totally embarrassing if she doesn't even know who Tracy Byrd is. Now let's say, the time comes when this album is released. Who do you think is going to go on tour with it? Do you really think someone like Travis Tritt or Jason Aldean will ever go on tour with Beyonce? On a country tour? It's not going to work. And even so, do you really think any of the diehard country fans are going to show up? I guarantee you, Beyonce, and even if Beyonce were to go on tour, I guarantee you the only people that would show up are her, the Beehive. They're not going to show up for any of the other artists. And even so, those other artists might even just pull out or decide not to tour with her at all. Then comes country music festivals. Do you really think anyone is going to book Beyonce for a country music festival? I mean, Beyonce fans literally had to get down on their knees and beg radio stations to play her music because they know for a fact that this woman is not a country artist. They know for a fact that her music does not sound country at all. They know for a fact that this woman is just using this as a gimmick. And I know I've said that at least 50 times by now, but there's no other way I can stress it. This is not country music at all. You want country music? Listen to Toby Keith. You want country music? Listen to Colby Adcuff, Cam Vance, Don Lewis, Darius Rucker. Those are country artists. This is not it. And don't let me forget about Clint Black, Conway Twitty, and Brooks and Dunn too. Lady Antebellum. These are all great country artists these are my personal favorite. Pretty much every artist that I mention in this video are artists that are on my playlist. I know you guys probably are thinking, Kwame, I didn't know you listen to country music. Well, there was a time where I didn't listen to country music. This was, I think, until the year 2010 is when I started listening to it full time. I was one of those kids growing up that said, I listen to everything except country. But the thing is that I never actually gave country music a fair chance. I was like, oh my God, it's just, redneck music, or, it's, you all have these certain stereotypes you have about country music and country musicians and country fans. And then I met another classmate who, showed me a few artists, and I kind of like those artists. And ever since then, I've been listening to country music full time. But yes, Metalhead Kwame is secretly, well, not so secretly, a country fan. But that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I know my TikTok video I made about, Beyonce's country songs kind of drew a little bit of, an uptick. People saying, oh, well, turn it up. I hope your neighbor turns it up louder. Your neighbor's awesome. Let's be honest. My neighbor isn't really that big of a country fan. He probably doesn't even know who Dwight Yoakam is. Honestly, I didn't even know he was that big of a Beyonce fan either. But that's neither here nor there. I pretty much said all that needs to be said, and I pretty much said everything that every country fan in the United States is thinking. Just let me know what you guys think. Is Beyoncé really doing this, and is she going to take it seriously? Or is this just another gimmick for her? I'm gonna let you guys decide. Let me know in the comments. Alright, you guys, stay safe, stay metal, hail Satan, stay country, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.